welcome to a new edition to 3 in the Key. Like last time, we're back after another long hiatus, but hopefully we'll be able to pump out a couple of these casts over the Christmas break while I'm at home. So this is me and Joe on the mic right here, and to my right we have...
Johnny on the spot. It's good to have my brother back, and it's good to talk some hoops with someone knowledgeable.
All right, let's get it going.
Yeah.
So, seeing as we're Raptors homers, we're going to start off with some Raptors news.
About time.
So, John, yeah, about time.
Give the people what they want.
Giving the people what they want.
Too much Golden State talk going around. It's time to really show some love to the Raptors.
So, John, after their 5-0 start, the Raptors have been kind of hot and cold, losing some of the games that they should be winning, and then beating and being really competitive against the stronger teams, such like Golden State, and then getting a win against the Spurs at home. John, let me know your initial thoughts on the season.
So far, this season has definitely been a roller coaster. It's the best way to describe it. Like, let's just beat the death out of this metaphor coming up. The start of the season, you're like, doom, 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 heading to the top. You're like, everything's feeling good. 5-0, and then, woo, down we go. And it's just been up and down from there. And it's frustrating at times. It's exhilarating at times. But it has been fun.
It has been fun. We've seen some good guard play from Kyle Lowry especially. DeMar DeRozan's been his inconsistent self with those deep twos.
Jacoby
DeRozan.
Yeah.
DeCozan.
DeCozan.
Yeah.
There it is. We grew up idolizing Kobe, right?
Yeah, it's true. Well, he's a Compton boy, so he grew up, yeah, that was his home team, was the Lakers, for sure. But something I really liked about the Raptors this year is the defensive identity that they've kind of taken on, which is something that they really tried to address in the offseason, and it's nice to see that the pieces that Masai picked up have really kind of done what he's expected them to. So, obviously our big signing was DeMar Carroll. I know he's been kind of out of lineup recently with a knee injury, but John, do you have any initial thoughts on DeMar?
On DeMar, I think DeMar has played well. I think we could utilize his skill sets a little bit better. If we played a little bit less ISO and we just had more ball movement, I think opening up shots for him would make it a lot easier. We're also asking DeMar to put the ball on the floor. It's a part of his game he's not that strong at. But when DeMar's cutting to the basket, catching passes for a quick layup or a dunk, DeMar is stellar. It's why he got paid $15 million. If you watched him with Atlanta last year, I know Atlanta's tough to watch because I hate every fucking Atlanta team. They're such a shitty sports city.
They are. They're fair weather fans. There's no diehards in that city.
No.
Something that you did mention, I do believe that passing would open a lot of those threes that he was so successful with in Atlanta, because they're the most passing team in the NBA above Golden State and the Spurs in terms of assists. They actually average one more assist than the Spurs a game.
Wow. Well, so, you know what? Their coach is from the Spurs.
Yeah, so it makes sense. And they kind of have the quicker personnel than the Spurs do as well, which kind of also ties into that. So that's why last year he was so successful with the 3-and-D because of that system. And his three hasn't been there. It's been there at certain games, but less consistent this season. I do believe that's a function of our ISO offense. But I also think that Dwayne Casey isn't forcing too much on him. I know you said that you're telling him to put it on the floor, but at least he didn't do what happened to Rudy Gay when he came and just made him carry the load because he was the highest paid player in the team. I think at least that's been promising to me.
Yeah. No, you are right. But it's not DeMar's game. And I guess when DeMar signed here, he was promised a larger offensive role. So he's just probably not catching the flack he would have before on his other teams for straying outside of his comfort zone and not staying in his lane.
All right, some of our other defensive...
Cujo! Canadian!
Yeah, there we go.
Canadian. I have a hard-on for Cujo, man. He's killing it.
He has been killing it. And
except the last few games, he's kind of... he hasn't been playing as well.
But he's still a ball hawk on defense. Even those games where his shot's not on, he's getting in the lane, but not those layups aren't falling, he's still honed in on defense, which I like, because there's a lot of those players that completely check out of the game if their offense isn't falling. And I like that he's busting his balls in every single play regardless if that shot's dropping.
No, you're definitely right. He's one of those players that doesn't slag on offense like Terrence Ross.
Yeah, it's true.
I said that wrong. When he's slagging on offense, his defense is always there, so he's always contributing when he's on the court. And he's probably our best perimeter defender that we have.
Yeah.
Which I think segues nicely to our next signing. Probably our best interior defender is Bismack.
Bismack, yeah.
Hands of stone, Bismack. Hands of lead.
Yeah, he's been killer on the glass for us. Mm-hmm. And he's really stepped up in the absence of Jonas Valanciunas with his broken hand, who just got cleared to practice, by the way, so he should be back on the court pretty soon, which I'm excited for. Because that'll help our offense out. But you're right, Bismack he's been really nice inside. He's obviously got to work on those hands like you've been saying, but strictly defense, he's been...
Finesse is not in Bismack Biyombo's dialect or lexicon. He just cannot... He's just not a finesse player at all. He's kind of like Tyler Hansbrough, in a sense, just better at defense, still really good at ripping down boards. He finishes about the same as Hansbrough too, and he hits his free throws, which is nice. So at least he can do that. But on offense, the thing with Bismack Biyombo is when he's like your perimeter or your premier pick and roll person, when he sets that pick, defenses just ignore him because they don't have to fear Bismack being an offensive weapon. Partially because, one, our guards aren't really looking to pass to him. But I think it's something we need to work on when JV gets back into the lineup, is hitting JV on the roll more. Because when JV plays for his national team, Lithuania, he's a pick and roll beast. Like an absolute beast in pick and roll. So it's something I think that the Raptors could work into their offense, and maybe it would make their game a little more aesthetically pleasing. Because right now, like I said, it's been a fun season, but as big of a homer as I am, if I had never watched a basketball game, the Raptors wouldn't be... Like, the Raptors' style of play isn't one that I would find pleasing.
It's hard to watch at times, especially because of all that ISO ball. And something about the Jonas Valanciunas pick and roll, because as you were saying with Bismack, how the pick and roll defender kind of falls off him because they're not worried about that pass coming out. Whereas Jonas is a guy with way better finesse. He's way better at catching the ball and finishing at the rim, that the defender would have to respect him. And then that leaves the pick and roll man with that one-on-one in the paint is what you want.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonas just opens up more options on offense. Because Jonas still draws his man, right? And if Jonas catches the ball, what Jonas needs to work on a little bit is his post-passing. So, like, if he gets doubled, if he can just get a quick hit in the corner for his man, then that's an easy open three.
And something that he has worked on that I've liked is his 10 to 12 footer.
Yeah.
He doesn't take it that often, but that's why that pump fake works, is because he can knock it down. Yeah. Because I do not know how that pump fake works on anybody, because it's incredibly slow and it's predictable, but
he started to take the shot more.
He has, and that's why people fall for that pump fake.
And he's still hitting the shot. I think he's still the Raptors' most efficient player.
Oh, and yeah, for sure. And the amount of touches he gets and his shooting percentage.
Well, that's something a lot of Raptors fans have been crying about, and Raptors fans you talk to, like ones that are like deeply rooted and like
committed like us.
Yeah. Is that we wanted to see Jonas touch the ball. We paid the guy $64 million for four more years. We have to see something from him now. Like we committed to him, like long-term big money, and he should start being viewed in lines with DeMar and Kyle.
For sure.
And he needs to get like the respect and like the ability to play through mistakes like DeMar and Kyle make. Remember yesterday we were watching... So yesterday was the Sacramento game when they played at the ACC, and I think the first 2 minutes, DeMar turned the ball over three times.
3 turnovers in the first 4 possessions of the game.
And what did we say?
He should be sitting down.
He should be sitting. And then we also said Dwayne Casey needs to grow a pair, because if his team played as bad... Sorry, if Greg Popovich saw his team playing that bad, he would empty the bench and just say... Let's see some guys that want to play basketball. I think that's something, too, that the Raptors could benefit from during this season, is we need to play our rookies more. Even teams with championship hopes, they're playing their rookies. I don't see why we can't find more minutes for a guy like Norman Powell. I know it's tough for Delon Wright because he's the third-string point guard, but when Lowry got tossed early yesterday, Delon had to shed a tear that he didn't get called on. We had DeMar bringing up the ball. And DeMar is an ISO player.
Yeah.
You can't have DeMar start your offense, because DeMar is an offense killer.
Yeah, he only passes out of out of a drive or a shot when he absolutely needs to. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's never trying to draw and kick. That's
not really his game.
Not what he wants to do.
But with that said, he has been DeMar's assists have been up. And for the most part, I've been happy with DeMar's game. For the first 3 quarters, it's anytime the Raptors like fall behind a little bit, it just seems it's time for Lowry and DeMar just to shoot. And more often than not this season, we've been shooting ourselves out of games, which is where the ball movement comes again. Easy baskets are the way to go. Who cares who scores?
I kind of noticed that yesterday in that Sacramento game we were talking about, that every time we'd make a run and we'd kind of fall back out of it.
Yeah.
And then Lowry got ejected from the game, and I feel like we kind of kept that score much closer just because we didn't have Lowry doing as much hero ball. Mm-hmm. And then James Johnson was able to come off the bench, and he was a force last night. He scored, I think it was like the first 12 points for the Raps, and maybe not the first 12, but he scored a lot of points for the Raps in the fourth quarter.
James Johnson needs to play more.
He does need to play more.
And I've been saying I don't want to get in the Dwayne Casey rant yet, because I don't think he's been as bad as last year. He still does some things that frustrate me. And I think Dwayne Casey eventually, like I would be really surprised if Casey is our coach at the end of this season.
Unless a miracle happens in the playoffs.
We would have to win a championship for Dwayne Casey to be our coach again next season.
You don't think if he wins 2 playoff series that he'll be the coach?
Then maybe. But then you're just going to get stuck in that trap. Like, I'd really, in my heart of hearts, don't believe that Dwayne Casey, as good as he may have been, I think he's run his course in Toronto in the sense that I don't think he has any more he can offer this franchise. And I think if the Raptors are going to go with a new coach, we need to try and find some new blood and not recycle an NBA coach. Because our team isn't at that point where we're going to win a championship. Which is why this summer's going to be tough. Because, like, I think this summer, like, I think we're going to swing big in free agency for someone like Durant. We're at least going to try. But if we swing and we miss, like, we could be seeing Kyle Lowry and DeMar out the door.
Well, yeah, because DeMar is a free agent this summer. Well, he's going to opt out of his contract, and then he would become a free agent. Mm-hmm. And that's... Would you be surprised if the Raptors tried to swing him this offseason?
Not really. No, I don't think so.
I would be surprised and I wouldn't. Personally, I would definitely consider doing it. I would just worry about, because he's been with the franchise for so long, and that they're worried about, shipping out one of their hometown guys, because he's, his 6th or 7th season with the Raps, it seems?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been here since his rookie season. We drafted him. And I think that would kind of be hard to swallow for certain things, especially because he's expressed his interest in coming back to Toronto. I think that is the main limiting thing.
But would you want to give DeMar DeRozan a max contract?
No, I would not. Especially with, I could understand $15 million at the next, like the new contract, or because the salary cap's going to go up so much next year. But he's going to be wanting $20 million a season, and I just
he's going to demand like upwards of 25, which is
because he's got all the bird rights and he's got the extra year,
which is nuts. Like, DeMar is not a $25 million a year player.
But someone's going to throw him that money.
Someone is. DeMar at 20 I could handle. But
yeah,
I don't know.
You don't want to you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot. You don't want to sell the farm for DeMar.
No, I gotta love-hate with DeMar. Then it's like, who replaces him? Because Terrence Ross is so inconsistent. But we say it all the time. If Terrence Ross had DeMar's opportunity, like, DeMar came in on a rebuilding team. His first year he had Bosch. But after that, like, his teams were garbage, and he was just allowed to play and play and play and play through mistakes. And that's why he got good now. So, I don't know. It's a tough call with DeMar. I think, you know what? I would like to see DeMar with another coach.
Yeah, someone who kind of puts, no, I don't want to say a leash, but just kind of does not accept those fadeaway deep twos that he takes all the time at very poor times in the shot. Very inefficient shots. One of the league leaders in those kind of poor, like, extremely ill-advised shot selection, like the deep twos.
And he can't shoot threes.
I'd be interested in seeing if they were to give him a contract if there was an incentive if he got his 3-point shooting percentage up.
Yeah, maybe we could give him like $20 million with like bonuses if you can get like your 3-point percentage to league average.
They gave Ricky Rubio a shooting incentive.
Really?
So if he gets above certain averages, he's going to get pay increases. And I think that'd be a really interesting thing to do for DeMar. Because
That would be.
He shoots like 20% on his career.
From
threes.
three?
From three.
Yeah, that's not good.
In his second season, he shot 9%. Or was it 11%? Either way. Some atrocious number. Some Lance Stevenson number. And something else I noticed about when I was looking over DeMar's stats a few days ago is that the number of buckets that he makes that have been assisted goes down every single season.
Really?
Because he's doing more and more ISO ball.
Yeah. But his assists have gone up. It's the fourth quarter, which drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And I think this
is almost now the perfect time for your Dwayne Casey rant. Because we do not run fourth quarter plays.
No. We don't run anything. I think I've said it before. But myself and Joey here, we both have like nice long man bunned hair. And Dwayne Casey, I swear, will be the one that makes me go bald. And our family does not have a history of going bald. So if ever I'm bald and you meet me on the street, I go, Dwayne Casey, you are the reason, sir. Because like, just some of the things are so infuriating. Like fourth quarter plays, it's just like, oh, we're just going to give it to DeMar and Kyle. And we're going to see what they do. They're our best players. And out of timeout plays, too. Like, you call a timeout, like, you should be, like, pushing to get an easy basket. Like,
John,
that's why you call the timeout.
What is something common between all the best coaches in the NBA? Plays out of timeout. Brad Stevens, Coach Bud, Coach Pop, why am I forgetting his name? Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Or the Warriors system. They all are really good at coming out of timeouts. And that just shows that those teams respect their coach, and their coach knows their personnel and how to get open shots for their players. And I know it's nice that Dwayne trusts his star players that they can get their own shot, but he's got to make it easier on them sometimes.
Yeah, he definitely does. Like, you can't just be like, yeah, okay, like, create something. Like, I don't mind if, like, in the last few quarters, like, you're running plays to get Kyle and DeMar to shoot. I just think you can get them easier shots.
Like running a pick and roll. Or
like running a pick and roll, or like running a few down screens, anything. And just a lot of times you'll see like Terrence Ross or something just standing in the corner, like just waiting for the ball, like hoping he's gonna pass. And it's just like, no wonder this guy goes hot and cold sometimes. Like, he doesn't have the ball, and when he tries to make a play, like, he misses or like he botches it.
I'd be interested in seeing the Raptors try and emulate some of the things that Golden State do with their guards, because they get Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to set picks for one another. I know that's more difficult because DeMar can't shoot a three, but DeMar is better at driving than Klay Thompson is. So I'd be interested in seeing those two do pick and roll, because they really make their defenders know when they need to switch. And then if there's any hesitation on switching, that gives Lowry a three or DeRozan a layup.
Yeah.
And then at least that gives DeRozan a passing option out of a layup. And that'll just... You can break a defense if your two best players can work like that together at the top.
But do you think Dwayne Casey's creative enough?
No, he's not creative enough, but it's...
And then how do you feel about Dwayne Casey from a player development standpoint?
Well, there hasn't really been development.
No.
The one who has improved the most season by season is Jonas, and that is with him getting almost the same amount of minutes.
Yeah.
That is you can tell that's other coaches.
Yeah. I think Jonas's game just gets better because he's playing with Lithuania through the summer.
Yeah, and he's got drive. Like he wants to be good.
Yeah. But like, who have we drafted since Dwayne Casey's been here that's making like a real impact? We have Jonas, who was a top 5 pick. Jonas was expected to be good. Jonas was expected to produce. We have Terrence Ross,
who's shown flashes of
brilliance,
what he could be,
but he has like zero confidence.
Yeah.
And who we draft last year?
Delon Wright and
Norman Powell. Who like barely see the floor. Like, I know we're a playoff team, but we're not a great team. Like, these young guys should still get some burn.
Yeah. Well,
and like Bebe too. Bebe, I want to talk about Bebe.
Go for it. Starter app.
So when Jonas went down, I said on a radio show that Ignite News, 101.5 The Hawk. Check it out on Mondays. The Zone, Sports Talk. I'm just a special guest, but it's a good show. You should listen. Tune in. Bebe, when Jonas went down, I said on the radio that this is the time to see Bebe play. This is the time where you go, okay, let's see what this kid has to offer the Raptors. And you know what the guy offered the Raptors when he started to play?
Pick and roll offense?
In meaningful minutes. Like, he played really well. Like, yeah, he made a few mistakes. He blew a few defensive coverages. But, again, you're only human. But, like, then to get a do not play yesterday against Sacramento, who's playing big. When they bring DeMarcus Cousins off the bench, they're sticking in Costa Koufis. Like, they're not playing small. And who do we go with? We have Patrick Patterson and Luis Scola. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. Like, we need to see these young guys play.
And when Bebe has played, he's been very efficient on the offensive end. And like you said, he's had a few defensive lapses, but I wouldn't say he's been any slouch. And hasn't been killing the team any more than Scola has on that end of the floor.
No. And even Jonas. Like, Jonas is an okay one-on-one defender, but like Jonas's help defense and rim protection aren't stellar.
Mm-hmm.
Bebe's gotten, like, when Bebe came in his first game, got a few blocks, like, ran down the lane for a few wicked dunks. Like, it was sweet.
That game against Golden State, he was on a tear.
He was on a tear.
I think he scored 14 points in that game.
Yeah.
And that's against the best team in the league.
Yeah.
And he was able to do that.
And Bebe, before Bebe came to the NBA, he played in the best league outside of the NBA, which is the Spanish league. And he played on the championship team, and he won Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think that Bebe, like, should be still in the D League. I think he should be up here. And if you aren't willing to give him the minutes, then get rid of him, and then, like, let's just watch him go beast like Hussein Whiteside has. Because we wanted Greg Steamsma instead. You know what? If we had Hussein Whiteside, you know what would happen? He would never play.
No.
Because Dwayne Casey doesn't trust rookies.
It's true. It does not. Well, as you're saying, the player development just
hasn't been great.
It's not there.
No. But I mean, like, Bruno's been tearing up the D League, but like, how much coaching from Casey has Bruno gotten, or how much more is it Jesse Mermis, who's the D League coach? It's just, Dwayne Casey, I don't hate you, but I think for the Raptors to take the next step, we need to move on.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to mutually break up. And I think you'd be a better assistant than you would be a head coach. I just don't think your X's and O game is strong enough. I don't think you're creative enough for the new NBA. And I just think your time's worn out. Like, let's play small ball. Okay, great. We don't really have a team for small ball.
Oh, we don't, but our best lineup of the Raptors that in terms of point differential is our small ball lineup. When you have Corey, Joe, Lowry, DeMare, and Jonas. Those are our best five on the floor. Oh, that's kind of been a limited sample size because of the injuries that we've had. But in terms of point differential, that is our best lineup.
But with that said, like, those are your five best players.
Yeah.
They are your five best players.
Mm-hmm.
Add in Luis. Luis has been a nice surprise.
He has.
Luis shouldn't be a starter, man. When you're starting Luis, Scola, and and Bismack Biyombo right now are killing us in the first quarter. Like, those two can just not play together. I'm sorry. Like, because Bismack can't hit anything that's not a dunk. And Luis, like, is at his best when he's, like, high block and then just, like, being crafty old man, like, pump faking the shoes off of these young guys. But, like, when Luis and Bismack are on the floor together, there's no room for Kyle and DeMar to slice up an offense with drives.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Luis is not a very good pick and roll player either, which kind of be a way to get around that because he's a better finisher at the rim. Yeah. We're pretty tight for space in those lineups. But would you have an alternative? Would you start Patrick Patterson instead of Luis Scola, and then
I would start James Johnson.
Okay,
at
yeah,
the four.
and then you'd have a better small ball lineup. But
Yeah.
then you'd still have to worry about spacing because he's not a very good 3-point shooter. So it's kind of
It's
see
tough,
if
but-
Terrence Ross could make his three, it makes things so
Yeah.
much easier.
Well, Terrence Ross seemed to be getting out of his funk. But, yeah, maybe Patrick Patterson. Because P-Pat at least stretches the floor. And I know he's hot and cold with his shot. But Patrick Patterson's, like real above-average NBA skill is his three-point shot.
Mm-hmm.
And when teams see Toronto Raptors on their schedule, they do have to game plan and be cognizant of the fact that, hey, P-Pat can burn us if he gets cooking.
So like you saying, he's been hot and cold, but even when he's playing cold, you have to respect his three. When that's
Teams still do, right? And it
you-
opens up the floor.
Exactly. You get so much spacing out of just having that respect for a player's 3-point shot,
Mm-hmm.
which has been something that we can't buy a three lately, especially with Kyle Lowry.
Yeah,
After his hot streak.
You know what, man? Like, Kyle and DeMar have already they've played so many minutes, which is crazy. Like, and like the frustrating thing is like teams you should just you walk in, professional win, like the Sixers. We struggle, and it's like, okay, crap. Lowry, DeMar, get back in the game, play us out. I think. No, because I'd rather have the win. You would like to just be able to send like a huge message to your team and just like leave your scrubs out there. Not scrubs, but your bench out there and be like, yo, look, you guys have to get better. Like, you just got dusted by the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that, though. You're in the business of winning.
It just
Unless, of course, you're the Sixers.
Yeah, but I hate that we don't show up to
We don't show up to play against a
we-
team with a losing record.
we really don't. It's incredibly frustrating.
And like a team like Sacramento, they have talent. Does their talent like necessarily fit altogether? Maybe not. But
It's looking better as of late, though.
it is looking better.
It's looking a little scary. I know.
Well, Rajon's looking like his old self a little bit.
And then Boogie's just always playing with the chip on his shoulder. And I think he really enjoys playing with Rondo
Yeah.
because Rondo can get him the ball down low.
I also think Boogie's just a pissed off dude.
Oh, for sure. But I think Rondo is too, and they're kind of assholes, and that's why they like each other.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even say they like each other. That's why they get along.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Just a mutual respect and like
just
don't just hate each other.
it's been working. It's I remember saying in the offseason, I thought the Sacramento Kings might be one of those kind of
Sneaking in,
sneaking. I don't even want to say sneaking because they have
but getting over the hump.
just getting.
Well, because as much as Boogie is like an idiot, he's a top 10.
Yeah, he's
The only thing holding him back is mental.
just
But
attitude.
if Boogie got his shit together, he's definitely a top 10 player. And the best center in the league. He probably is the best center in the league.
Yeah, because
Like, who's a better center right now?
the only person I would have said last year is probably Marc Gasol, but he's been off to a slow start to the season.
Oh, man. Memphis has been disappointing. Memphis is trying to thinking of a good analogy. I had a good one in my head.
I think Memphis may not have their coach for much longer.
No, I don't think so either.
They've already talked about there's some turmoil in the front office with him.
Yeah.
And how, I don't really... he should be worried about his job right now.
Memphis is like ancient basketball. Not ancient. Memphis is like old school basketball. Whereas like Golden State's like on this nice, like shiny spaceship, like new age hoops.
And something about Memphis is that they have had that continuity, which is really good for, player development and just like knowing where people are going to be. They've had the core together for so long, but I think that is also one of the things that they've been struggling with because people have finally figured out Tony Allen and that you don't have to guard him on offense.
No.
And then they can really close in the paint on their two big guys. And I know
And they've never been able to shoot threes.
yeah.
Like they've never had a guy that could just bang for them. Like bang threes. They have two bangers. They have to just have a team of bangers.
Yeah, Matt Barnes has been showing some flashes of
Yeah, some half court brilliance.
They have some that's actually the stupidest shot he could have taken because they could have called a timeout and
Yeah.
taken the ball at half court with 6 seconds left. But hey, he made it, so it's if he missed,
it was dope.
Yeah, and especially because I was on my fantasy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
4 points.
Yeah, 4 points. But yeah, they're is their coach Hoiberg?
No, that's the Bulls.
That's the Bulls.
Dave Yoger.
There, I knew it was something similar to that. Yeah, he you can tell he's been kind of he knows the team needs to mix it up, and he's having Zach Randolph come off the bench.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
I think
that's saying something.
I think Randolph won't be a Grizzly at the end of the season. I think trade deadline, Zach Randolph is out of there.
Yeah, I think they're trying to quietly and respectfully move him off the team.
Yeah.
But
Which is sad
where
because
would
he
you
resembles
go?
a bear.
Yeah, he does. He's like a bald grizzly.
Yeah. Where would I want to see Zach Randolph go? I don't know.
He's probably gonna want to be on a team that is competitive. He's not.
Yeah.
I don't think the Grizzlies would be that cruel to just.
No. Randolph will definitely be one of those players that he's going to go ring hopping
Yeah.
once he gets traded.
I heard an interesting proposal. Pau Gasol for Zach Randolph.
Yeah, I think I know who you heard that from.
Yeah?
On a more famous podcast than ours.
A much more famous podcast than ours.
Yeah. Bill Simmons, if you hear this, we should, send this on his Reddit or something.
Yeah, of course.
Bring us on your show, man. You need to talk more Toronto Raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck the Celtics. Actually, I'm just kidding. It's me and Joe's second favorite team.
It is my second favorite team. It's been hard. I've always been a big Paul Pierce fan. Kind of have modeled my game after him. And then watched him torch the Raptors, and back-to-back playoff performances. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's been rough, but yeah, I still like the Celtics after those Paul Pierce years.
The Celtics are hard not to like.
I love their coach, as Bill would say, President Brad Stevens.
And you know what? That's what I'm saying we need. The Raptors need fresh, young blood to come in who are creative.
I'm always hesitant bringing college coaches into the NBA.
I know, but look at how well that worked out.
But he's the anomaly. Out of you have these winning coaches who were really successful in the NCAA come over here and they just kind of seem lost.
Like Rick Pitino,
Billy Donovan, Hoiberg hasn't been doing the greatest.
Yeah, very true.
It's been kind of interesting. It'd be nice if we get someone from, Pop's.
Yeah, let's get a Pop disciple.
Becky.
Becky, yeah.
That'd be cool. Toronto's pretty, we're pretty with it.
Yeah. Canada's a pretty liberal place. Our prime minister is sexier than the sexiest world leader out there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to legalize pot. Gays have been allowed to marry for a long time here.
Very long time.
What else do we do?
We have more tax in a lot of the states. Just not good for trying to get...
But if we win $1 million on the lottery, it's not taxed. So take that, America.
Yeah.
Our healthcare's... Why did that become America hate? It didn't. I took it there.
Yeah, we were just...
But you said taxes. There's more taxes here.
Yeah. Because we get better social services. And that's why...
That's true.
Because we're accepting of everybody.
We get free healthcare.
Yeah, we're okay. We got way off topic.
No. The selling point for the Raptors. Becky, come to the Raptors.
Yeah. We'll accept you.
You can marry Drake.
Yeah. He'll write a song about you, no doubt.
Yeah. Totally. I can see it in your eyes, Becky. You're the coach of my favorite NBA team. Yeah, way better and more catchy, but still.
Way better and more catchy. Speaking of Drake, what do you think of those new Drake-inspired uniforms by the Raps?
If I wasn't a 25-year-old man and I would buy one, but I feel like it's weird to, as much as a sports fan I am, and I have a bunch of Raptor swag, I don't own a Raptor jersey because I just think at some point, pretty much the time you pass the age of 12, it's not cool to have another grown man's name on your back. So I don't own a Drake jersey.
And basketball jerseys are kind of the weird ones where they're kind of long. You have to wear them tucked in. There's no sleeves on them at all, and it's kind of
You can't just wear it in public. You wear a basketball jersey
to play basketball.
Yeah. I lied about owning a basketball jersey. I own one.
Yeah?
I have a Toon Squad Michael Jordan jersey, which is pretty dope. But the Drake jerseys are nice.
They are nice. Actually, I would say the Raptors kind of style revamp is pretty nice. I really enjoy nice. Those red jerseys they have. Like, just the nice, bold red. And their lettering's a bit different, where it's a white font with a gray outline as opposed to the classic black outline, and it just kind of pops differently than a lot of other jerseys that I see.
Sometimes in like clothing design, like Mexican food, simplicity is beautiful. Which other teams that have revamped their style do you think looks nice?
Well, not the Clippers. I'll say that.
You know what? Fuck the Clippers. Yeah. I hate the Clippers. And that's all. That's all I really feel I need to say about that.
Yeah, we can have a whole other podcast on some serious Clipper hate.
Yeah, but there's individual players on the Clippers I don't hate,
like Paul Pierce.
And you know what? I would take Blake.
Yeah, I think Doc kind of feeds into his attitude issues too. Okay, no, we're already.
Do we think Doc's overrated?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you know what? Fuck the Clippers jerseys. They suck.
They do.
You know what they remind me of? Have you ever played that game that you used to get on Facebook? It was called like Snake, and you can't touch your own tail.
Oh yeah.
That's what their jersey reminds me of.
Yeah, kind of like how the sea kind of circles.
Yeah, like
LA
everything just wraps.
Yeah,
it's and really for like we're making a change to the Clippers. It looks the same.
Yeah,
if you didn't tell me there was like a redo, I wouldn't have noticed. Like you just have an uglier like
alternative. Yeah. Okay, we've already talked too much about those chooches.
The Milwaukee Bucks is nice. I like the Bucks.
They have my favorite court in the league. Kind of the diamond in the middle. I'm pretty sure it's why am I blanking on the artist? Andy Warhol inspired.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like I'm just start lying about stuff.
They have a dope court.
They do have a dope court,
and the new deer is pretty sweet.
Did you notice that the lower part of his antlers actually resemble a ball, the lacing of a basketball?
Yeah.
Which is my favorite part. It is a brilliant use of the antlers.
Yeah,
and it
just looks more mean.
It does look mean. It's nice because you take a deer, this passive looking little
animal. Yeah.
Forest frolicking animal, and they make it look
has rabies.
And they make it look mean. Yeah, it looks really pissed off. Like it's kind of like has a conscience and is like, you guys fuckers been hunting me for.
Yeah. The hunted has become the hunter.
Milwaukee Bucks, although they've been not doing too hot, and now Jason Kidd is going to be out for a while after undergoing hip surgery. So
hey, you know what? We own the Bucks' first round pick, so be shitty, Milwaukee.
Yep.
But I really like you, so get good the next year.
Yeah, the next year.
But be shitty this year.
So not quite a revamp, but I really, really, really like the 70s style Memphis Grizzlies jerseys.
Yeah?
Have you seen those?
No, I don't think so. Describe.
They're red, and it's white writing, and it's kind of written in cursive, and it kind of looks like have you seen the Christmas Day jerseys that they plan on putting out?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that, but just the lettering's a bit different. But they are oh man. Vince Carter looks dope in those jerseys.
Vince Carter has to be at this All-Star game.
Yeah.
Has to be.
I hope he's incorporated in the dunk contest somehow.
Vince Carter in the dunk contest.
Or he judges
Everybody who listens to this, we got to get Vince Carter involved in the dunk contest. Essentially, just start tweeting out. What do you tweet out to get your players in?
NBA vote?
Yeah. Hashtag Vince Carter.
No,
or hashtag NBA vote Vince Carter.
There you go.
And then be like, put him in the dunk contest. So, hit your social media and get that ripping. Vince Carter needs to be at this All-Star game. You know what I'll see, like, I could picture Vince doing? Is that, like, stupid thing where, like, the legend, the new player, like a current player and a WNBA player.
Oh, Bosch's
like
specialty.
One thing Bosch can do.
Yeah.
Like really well. Now you know what? I like Bosch. And you know what? Another thing about Bosch, he is the player the Raptors need now. He's the perfect power forward that we need.
And small ball center.
Yeah.
Bosch, come back.
Yeah. Bosch, come back. We need you, Chris Bosch. We need you.
I think he likes it in Miami way too much.
Oh yeah, we have better women in Toronto than Miami.
Yeah.
You just have to try a little harder because they're clothed more. They're wearing more clothes.
Yeah, more imagination based.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we move on? Should we talk about the best team in the league?
In the NBA, yeah, of course. Do it.
The Golden State Warriors. So they are
25?
26 in one?
26 or 25.
After
and
their,
one.
Yeah. Something very impressive. Something that is, I don't think it's been done before. They set the record for the greatest start in an NBA season. The same season that the Sixers set the worst start in NBA season.
Yeah, you just have to flip the record. I don't want to count last season's regular season. I don't think that should count.
No.
That's two different animals.
I also believe so because they've lost within that span in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
winning streak is over.
Yeah, the winning streak is over. It's either way you slice it, it's impressive. But yeah, I do feel bad for that Miami Heat team that won 27 games and then got the record. Or was it tied or surpassed? Yeah, I think it was surpassed because the Golden State Warriors had the 4 wins from last year.
And they won 27 games in a row, right?
Yeah.
That was the first year LeBron was
second year.
Second year LeBron was on the Heat?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they went on an absolute tear.
27 games in a row. And then lost to the Bulls. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that they should still have that second longest streak in the league because I agree that the 4 games from last year shouldn't count.
No.
But despite that, an incredible start. They made, even the shittiest of matchups a watchable game.
Yeah.
They make the casual fan want to watch basketball. They have people who never watch basketball talking about basketball. And that was something really, really awesome for the league.
That's because Steph Curry, up for debate whether he's the best player in the league or not. I don't think he's the best player in the league. I still think LeBron holds that title. I think Steph Curry right now has the most star power and is the most captivating player in the league. That doesn't mean best, so don't twist my words on that. But he's the most captivating, and he's the most popular player in the league. And that's because he looks like a schmuck that could be flipping burgers out of McDonald's right now. And he wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, because you have your other players like LeBron and Durant who are just these massive physical specimens, and you have
freaks of nature.
Steph Curry, who's a little skinnier than me and about the same height.
Yeah.
And
I think he's a little bit taller. I think he's 6'2".
Yeah, that's...
It's still not that tall. I'm 6'1".
Yeah, it's...
I think I weigh more than him.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I definitely weigh more than him. But as great as Steph Curry can be, he's definitely going to go down as the best shooter. I think that he can never be the best player just because of his size limitation. Because...
Because he can't do as much on the court.
Exactly, because LeBron is such a physical specimen, he's able to guard 1 through 5. Steph can guard 1, 2, and then
that's it.
He's completely limited by his height.
Yeah.
But then he can also do things that no other player has done before.
Yeah.
So he can shoot like no other player. Yeah. He's probably one of the hardest players to guard. So offensively, he could, be the best in only certain areas. I'm reluctant to say the best offensive player ever either.
He'll go to the Hall of Fame? He'll go to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, let's say that.
You know what? And he'll be someone that when we're talking about, back in our days, there's this guy named Steph Curry. He'll be remembered like a Bird or those other guys who...
Because he brings the wow factor.
He does.
You remember where you are when Steph Curry's... you remember your day when Steph Curry does something absolutely batshit crazy. You remember your day. And right now, I don't do that with LeBron. I haven't done it with DeMar DeRozan.
Definitely not.
I did it with Terrence Ross once.
Once? That was an incredible
Yeah, that was weird.
That was really weird. I think we all got our hopes up way too much after that game, though.
That was that's like sleeping with a 3. Waking up beside a 3. It's oh, damn. But the night before, you're just in absolute heaven.
Oh, God.
Okay, we're straying again.
All right. So the Cavs are still number 1 in the East, and which team in the East do you think can give the Cavs the best run for their money?
The Toronto Raptors. No, that's a joke. I don't know.
I don't really disagree, though.
No, like, you know what? The East, the parity in the East has actually gotten crazy. Like, Cleveland just got Kyrie back, so
yeah,
expect them to be even better. But I think the top of the East will still be the same. Like, Cleveland's still the team to beat in the East. And then I think Chicago will still be up there. I think Chicago is still probably the best team to give them a run for their money. And I say that because of Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
Because Jimmy Butler is a shutdown guy on DeMar. Or on LeBron.
As much as LeBron kills the Bulls can get in his head for at least a couple games. And if they can just find a way to exploit that even more, then they could pull something crazy off.
I think the Bulls, like, the problem with the Bulls is if they've never been healthy.
Yeah.
Like, to actually, like, really
come
give them a run.
time, yeah.
Like, Derrick Rose just, like, burst his knee, and essentially, like, that's all she wrote. And then other than the Bulls, like, I'd hope the Raptors, I think the Raptors would put up a fight in a series. I don't think the Raptors could take 4 against Cleveland. The Raptors would take 2. Possibly get it to a Game 7. I don't think the Raptors could beat Cleveland in a 4-game series.
Yeah, we don't have
the horses to do it.
We have 2 guys who can guard LeBron, and like guard is in parentheses
because no one can guard LeBron.
Yeah, at
right?
least like 2 guys who can
slow him down.
Kind of match up. You have DeMar would be a primary guy, and then James Johnson would be the only other guy I'd be willing to put on him.
Yeah, but you got to.
But they also have so many weapons, and
yeah, because then you have to play Kevin Love. We don't have a guy that can guard Kevin Love.
No, not the way we need to.
And then Kyrie is Kyrie.
Kyrie's
the least of my worries when we play.
Well, because we have Lowry, who's just the bulldog.
He's the best point guard in the Eastern Conference right now.
Yeah, I have to agree. You should. I'll send in your NBA votes for him too. So
yep,
endorsing Vince Carter and Kyle Lowry. Big surprise we're talking about.
And then what other team?
The Pacers, but they're pretty much just Paul George at the
Paul George is top 10 in the league right now though. So on like any given night, the Pacers have the best player on the court. So the Pacers could do it again, not in 7. Like I don't think the Pacers.
The Stars would have to align
completely. Miami's the only other team I could see it happening to, but you would need like retro Wade to show up for it to like really happen.
And well, they have a couple of those nice matchups where Hassan inside could be pretty beastly.
Yeah. And Chris Bosh.
Yeah, he would match up really well against.
Chris Bosh is better than Kevin Love.
Yeah, I agree.
Chris Bosh is quicker, a better defender, and can still bang threes. Kyrie's the better point guard between him and Dragic.
But they also have, Deng to match up against
LeBron,
who's done historically pretty well against him.
Yeah.
But other than that, Deng would have to play as many minutes as LeBron plays.
Yeah, and I don't think Luol Deng can do that.
No. And then, actually, I'd be surprised. I'd be very intrigued to see how Justice Winslow does.
Justice Winslow. Yeah, he's a good pick for them.
Well, he's been incredibly good on the defensive end. But the thing that worries me about the Miami Heat is their 3-point shooting.
They don't have much.
Bosch is their team leader in 3 points made.
Yeah, that's your 4.
And that's your 4. So you have a one who has a below average 3-pointer. Dwayne Wade doesn't have a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
Luol Deng is a below average 3-point shooter. Chris Bosh is your only above average consistent 3-point shooter on that team. And that's what I'd worry about. Come playoff time, you need every inch of space you can get.
Totally.
And the Cavs aren't afraid to play big either, which they could just
because they have the horses to play big, right?
They do, and they have the horses to play small.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the East is the Cavs to lose. Even though the East is getting better, but we've had so many fucking first-round draft picks in the East for so long.
Damn time.
It's about time we got good. And the West, I don't know. I want to see Utah get in. I'd like to see Utah get in the playoffs. I like Utah.
I think it could happen.
It could happen for sure.
Yeah. Having Rudy Gobert, it's been pretty... It's been a big hit.
That hurts.
It's a big hit.
Yeah.
Someone I can't believe we didn't mention when we were talking about the West is the Spurs.
Oh,
I think
because we did exactly what the Spurs wanted us to do.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about the Spurs.
So out of respect for the Spurs, should we not talk about the Spurs?
I don't know. The Spurs are quietly having a really good season. LaMarcus Aldridge still isn't cooking like he can be.
Well,
but they're still
the
winning.
last 5 games for my fantasy team would say otherwise, but
oh yeah, is he cooking now?
it's been quite. He's finally getting that consistency down that I thought he would have.
Yeah,
The shooting above 50%, getting the 20 points and 9 boards.
I said Kawhi, didn't I? When I said Kawhi still hasn't been cooking.
I thought you said. Sorry, I don't know. I thought you said LaMarcus or Aldridge hasn't been cooking.
Well, anyway, I did mean LaMarcus. I for some reason feel like I said Kawhi. But either way, the new guy.
Kawhi's been cooking though.
Kawhi has been cooking. He's got the big hands. He's got to be cooking.
Oh man, he
can make soup in his hands.
He's been a force.
Yeah, he's really good. He's getting there.
And just everything about that team has been so quiet. It's
because they have no ego.
Yeah,
they have nobody with an ego. It's insane.
It's incredible.
And that's all Pop. They just bring in players that fit his mold, and he's a wizard. He's the best coach in the league still. And I think they get another year out of Duncan.
Oh, I think so too. It's been...
I think it's Manu that'll be the first to go.
I think Manu and Duncan will ride off in the sunset together.
Yeah.
Because I think they could both play one more year after this.
But I think Manu's game doesn't age as well as Duncan's.
Definitely not. But
Manu still has his smarts, but it's the
hard
other
cuts.
thing. The hard cuts and the Euro step is going to take a huge effect on your knees and.
But because he's so smart, I think that's why he can get around it. Because I think that he'll probably kick or drive a little less, but he's still so good at passing out of drives, and he's that streaky 3-point shooter that I think he can do it one more year.
I would think so, because it's going to be weird next year when Kobe's not in the league. It's where's Kobe?
Yeah.
He's been in the league since I've started watching basketball, I've known the league to have Kobe Bryant in it. It's just like when Tim Duncan retires, it's going to be what the heck is this? Because I have no idea.
Yeah, he's just...
I don't know what a league without Tim Duncan is.
He's always been the dude.
And Garnett,
yeah, we're seeing some...
It's a new age of basketball. It's weird to see these guys go. Especially because, these new people we're cheering for are younger than us. But
Kristaps.
Kristaps Porzingis, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty fly.
He is.
So, Joe, I think we should wrap this up.
We should wrap this up.
So, what's your final thought? About the Raptors. What do you think the rest of the way for the Raptors? We're going to bring it home. Homer it one more time.
Homer one more time?
Not flipping out.
I'm looking very forward to seeing Jonas Valanciunas back in the lineup, and he better get some more touches. And then, strictly talking late game situations, if Dwayne Casey can drop a goddamn 3-pointer, because he always goes for the quick 2, and the thing that drove me most crazy was against the Golden State Warriors. We went for a quick 2 and tried to foul against the best foul shooting team in the league.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Take your chances on a 3.
Because
you know they're going to make their free throws.
Yeah, you can't play conservative all the time.
And yeah. So that's what I want to see going forward. Is just the Jonas better get the ball more, and just the late game situational plays have to be
better.
It's got to be tighter.
Yeah. Do you think the Raptors get to 49 again?
I think they can get to 50.
Oh, you think they'll get to 50?
I think because they have a pretty respectable record right now, and they have played the most road games in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I think that they're gonna have. I'm hoping that they're just gonna catch fire as soon as DeMar comes back in the lineup. I wouldn't be surprised if they could pull off another five game win streak, pretty quick. Because it'd be so much less on Kyle and DeMar. It'd be nice to give their legs a few more minutes of rest each night, and I think that would happen if they can get Jonas and DeMar back and cooking. Because we're missing 2 starters.
2 starters right now, yeah. And
I think they can get to 50.
I think we need a new power forward. That's something to definitely be looking for at the trade deadline.
Yeah, and would you gamble on Markieff Morris?
Because depends on what you give up. If they'll take Ross for Markieff, do you do it, right? Mm-hmm. And then you give the minutes to Norman.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd because I think Keith's one of those guys that just needs a change of scenery.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of like Marcus Morris. He was
He's playing well in
He's doing
Detroit, right?
incredible in Detroit.
We
That's
said we were
also
gonna
because
wrap
he's
this
got.
up.
That's also because he's got a great coach.
Yeah,
but
SVG. We said we were going to wrap this up, though.
Sorry.
So I had one more thing I wanted to send
what's
out
your
to
final
Dwayne Case.
Raptors plug?
What's that song that goes, my exes and my oh-oh-ohs, they haunt me? No?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, Dwayne Case needs to listen to that song.
Yeah.
And that's all I got to say. I don't think the Raptors get to 50. I would love them to get to 50. I don't think they get to 50, though.
All right. We should put some money down on it, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that bet turns out for us.
Sounds good?
So thank you for tuning in to this latest episode of 3 in the Key. We're hoping to have a couple more episodes up in the next week and a bit while we're home. Hopefully we'll get Wayne on, but he's just recovering from jaw surgery after getting sucker punched.
I don't think he can open his mouth.
No, he can't, but he can kind of hum. He can kind of hum along. Maybe he can hum some intro music for us.
Yeah. We'll bring Wayne for a soundboard.
Yeah. We will. And on that note, Wayne, get better, and enjoy your hoops, folks.
Shout out, one last Wayne shout out, because this is what Wayne would say to close his show. Shoot hoops, not homies.